Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, React and Chill. I'm Dika. So last time on Loki, we had the continuation of what happened in the supermarket when Loki ran into his other variant self, Lady Loki, after a failed attempt at overrunning the TVA, we had found out that Lady Loki, aka Sylvie, had some sort of ongoing grudge with the TVA. There's something going on there basically, as she had pointed out to Loki that this plan was took years in the making, and she was essentially on the run from them. So then, while they were trying to get away from the Minutemen, they used the temp pad to get away, and they ended up on Lamentus 1. Sylvie and Loki, whilst on Lamentus 1, had to charge the temp pad because it now ran out of juice. And while they were trying to find a power source, Loki was able to talk about himself a little bit to Sylvie. We found out that Sylvie has none of the magical abilities that Loki has, of course, as Loki was taught those abilities by Frigga. And we found out a bit about her background, but obviously she's keeping that information to herself. And one of the biggest bombs was that we found out that everyone at the TVA were just variants, which made me realize after last time that technically Mobius was going on about how he was obsessed with not scuba diving jet skis, how Mobius was obsessed with jet skis. So now I'm thinking, what if that part of Mobius, his real self, was into jet skis? He has this big thing for jet skis, so what if his real self, his old self, was into jet skis? Because it just hit me that if everyone at the TVA is apparently a variant or another version that existed prior, his old self or his past life could have been obsessed with jet skis. That's why he has this obsession now with jet skis. So that was really interesting, and I hope we pick up on that. So unfortunately, during all their shenanigans, the temp pad got broken, so they used the last resort, as nobody had ever escaped. They were trying to go and potentially make sure the ship left, and therefore changing that particular time, which wasn't the case. And as you saw, the last episode had ended on a cliffhanger when the ship got destroyed. On to the next episode. We're going to start episode 4, the Nexus event. Asgard. Oh my god, is that Sylvie? But why was she picked out as a variant at such a young age? Like, that's how she ran off. Oh my god, what are they?
It's not the best of circumstances.
Yeah, but they can't blame you.
They can and do.
I need access to Mother C20.
I'm sorry, but that's impossible.
The one that got her brain scrambled.
It's real information.
She's dead. Yes.
What? I don't get it. She seemed okay.
I think they did something. Oh, here we go. The planet's gonna get destroyed. Or moon.
I'm sorry.
I remember Asgard. Not much, but I remember my life.
There's nothing, sir.
Even with the magnified Nexus threshold, and we should be setting off alarms if somebody steps on the wrong leaf.
We need to find them.
We will.
I wonder if she knows B15. I feel like B15 knows something, because wasn't she under the enchantment and she saw something too, but she's clearly handling it a bit more better. But I think even Mobius can pick up. She's and like a bit angsty, but I feel like she saw something too, so maybe she's got her own questions for them as well.
Do you think that what makes a Loki is the fact that we're destined to lose?
We may lose. But we don't die. We survive. You had rings around them. You're amazing.
Oh, that's really sweet. Did they hold hands? Is that what caused the Nexus event? Like their contact?
You ever seen a branch like that?
good stuff.
Self-sabotage, huh? The TVA
Oh.
is lying to you.
Oh shit.
Put him in.
You.
Sif!
You conniving, craven.
Oh.
I hope you know you deserve to be alone, and you always will be.
All right.
Oh. Ah. Do you feel your memories too?
You conniving,
Uh,
craven. That's it.
It's gonna.
You did this.
Oh. It's a time loop.
Maybe I'll interview the other variant.
Oh no. Just stick with your Loki and figure out what that Nexus fight was.
Yeah.
I think I can get there.
Mobius,
Mm.
did Loki say anything while you were in there?
Yeah. So the TVA is lying to me. It's because I'm scared of being alone.
Mm.
You are alone. And you always will be.
Mm.
Okay, you said the TVA's lying to me. Go ahead.
How long have you been working for the variant?
Just tell me what caused the Nexus event on Lamentus.
Of course it was me. Pulling the strings.
Here we go.
And then she took me to one of her apocalypses. And that's where we hatched our plan together. I'll dispose of her.
Well, we saved you the trouble there. She's already been groomed. So assume it's like, look at your eyes. You like her.
What?
You like her. Does she like you? Whichever you want to call her. Well, you're your female self. You have some demented crush on her.
You're all variants!
There we go.
Everyone who works at the TVA!
Hello. All I to know. Your name's a number. Can't read it from here. Come with me.
I knew it.
Why would you let me interrogate Sylvie?
I told you we couldn't risk her escaping again.
She wouldn't have escaped.
These timekeepers are getting awfully suspicious.
Notice
What we do here matters. Friends against time. Allies to the end.
He swapped her. Oh, I know he doesn't believe her.
I showed you a life before the TVA. That's a trick, it's a deception.
That must suck to realize knowing what a variant is and what you fight for the sacred timeline, and then finding out that actually that was me, that was my life.
You're not hearing me. I was there. It was real what I saw. This is a place that I've been. I had a whole life on the sacred timeline. Calm down, I'm variant. I'm ending it.
Oh shit.
better figure it out quick, because the Nexus event the two of you caused, I think whatever that connection is, can bring this whole place down. So we better understand. You could be whatever you want to be, even someone good.
Oof.
You know where to go if I could go anywhere.
Home.
Wherever it is I'm really from.
You-
That's what I like to do. Just riding out on my jet ski.
Prune him.
No! Why is Ramona covering this up?
What was my Nexus event? Why did you bring me in? It was enough to take my life from me and lead to all of this. I don't remember.
After all your struggle, at last you've arrived before us.
I think you're scared.
No, Variant, you're nothing but a cosmic disappointment.
Get in there, girl. Yes, V15.
For all time.
Always.
Protect the Timekeepers!
Finally! Sylvie's good at throwing hands, so she'll... Oh yeah, get that bitch at the back. How dare you delete Mobius. And for what she did to you too. Again, are the timekeepers just sitting there? Just like, can't they rewind everything that's happening here? Oh. But I don't think that guy's real. He's a machine. Who's controlling it? It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Then who created the TVA?
I thought this was it.
We will figure this out.
How do you know that?
He's gonna kiss her. What the fuck? The hell? Do it!
You're gonna tell everything.
Yes, I knew he did not die. But where is he?
Not dead.
Not yet. But you will be unless you come with us.
So that was episode 4. Oh my goodness, so many things had it happen, not just with that amazing end credit scene where we met the other variant. So you had a little kid. We had, I think Richard E. Grant was in the original Loki costume from the comics as well. Epic. We had his kid. We even had a crocodile. So while they were on Lamentus 1, pardon me, because it was within an apocalypse when they disappeared. That's how Sylvie was hiding out in the first place. In apocalypses, so you couldn't find her. However, when they touched each other, being with each other, like I mentioned earlier, they both found a kinship because Loki was always alone. Sylvie was on the run, she was alone. They found a familiar bond. I did not mistake that for love. I mean, the way Mobius said it, I was like, oh, you know, you like her, you know, how narcissistic. You liked a version of yourself, but you'd fallen for. But Loki has always been an outsider, an outcast. You know, he wasn't a true born of Odin. Thor was the golden child. He was the banished, what do you call it? He was part of the frost giants who were exiled. So he always felt like the outsider, the villain, somebody who never fit in. So the fact that he found that sort of same kinship with Sylvie was sweet. So I didn't take it for romance unless that's the direction they're going in, that he'd essentially fallen in love with himself. Yeah, so unless they're going down that direction, I took it for a form of bond, like a platonic. I found another version of myself, like a soulmate. I'm alone, they're alone, but at least we're not alone together. And at that moment in time, they both felt it. And that's what created the Nexus spike, the Nexus event, because that was not meant to be happening. They were beating each other up, fighting all along, but the fact that they developed some form of feelings for one another was not meant to happen. 2 variants. And that's what created the event, which got them to go back. Of course, we found out everything that's happening in the TVA is a big cover-up, because Ravonna was going on about how you couldn't speak to the variant because she knew what was going to happen. She also, they got rid of C20, the other Minuteman that was at the shopping centre. That Sylvie had kidnapped a couple of episodes ago. And like she said, her enchantment, she could only use the memories that were there. So she was able to find memories of all these variants from their past lives, literally. So they were being kidnapped from the timelines. And they were being kidnapped from the timelines by the Timekeepers to work for the TVA, memories being erased. Which is crazy when you think about it. Ravonna was part of that cover up, and I'm not sure why, because she was trying her best to make sure nobody found out. Part of me is thinking maybe Ravonna isn't who she said she is, in terms of, I don't even think that's her final form. The fact that this also means if Mobius, I was so sad, like I was pissed that she got rid of Mobius, but that also means this, I don't know, cosmic variant graveyard, Mobius must be there with other versions of Mobius, right? So hopefully, I really hope we see Mobius again, because I really like Mobius, and obviously he'd seen what Loki was saying was true. Of course, B15, when she was enchanted by Sylvie, she saw these memories of this person, and therefore she was on edge. She wanted to speak to them, which backed up what Loki said, which backed up what Mobius was saying about the jet skis. He had a previous life. So yes, going back to the spike, the Nexus event, something they did created that would have caused chaos. If it wasn't meant to be running on the smooth course of the universe, that was going to cause chaos. They had to get rid of it because they were worried about the multiverse reforming again of madness. I literally said the Doctor Strange title, but you know what I mean. So, which annoys me, like how rude, when she asked Ravonna, what was the Nexus event which caused you to take me from my life? So what was the Nexus event that made you take me, uproot me? And she was like, I don't remember. So I really hope Sylvie does get it out of Ravonna. Brings me on to the Timekeepers. First of all, those Timekeepers were fake. The thing he said, that you're a child of the Timekeepers, so maybe we could talk. She had no time for that. She went straight for the head, but that wasn't even his real head. I wonder what it meant by that. Secondly, because they are creating these, it's almost as if, who really are the Timekeepers? Like, who created the TVA? Who's running the whole show? Like, there's someone in the background running the show. And it's almost as if this didn't fit. The reason why they were getting rid of these variants or getting rid of these Nexus events, getting rid of these events, which was crazy, is that this didn't fit the ideal timeline. This is what I'm getting from what happened with Sylvie and her being taken by Ravonna. She didn't fit what they wanted for the sacred timeline, so they removed her, reset it, which is mad considering we had different versions of Loki existing in that variant graveyard, wherever that is. So yes, B-15 ended up confronting Sylvie, got the truth out of her, and they were able to team up to work together. When they did finally confront the Timekeepers, there were no Timekeepers, and obviously when they did go, let me rewind a bit, when they were finally captured off Lamentis, the strange thing is, they were very adamant to get them back. I'm just wondering, would it have not solved their case if they just died in Lamentis 1, if that makes sense? Like, the two variants just died. So Sylvie, from the beginning, because I'm jumbling all over the place, so when she was first taken by Ravonna, she had been on the run. So she got the temp pad from her, she opened the portal and was on the run ever since, and she literally grew up on the run. So those other variants were like, come with us at the end, otherwise you will be dead. So I wonder if that graveyard, he's got a specific time there, if all variants that get zapped go to this graveyard, like where to die, like other variants. Yeah. Seeing if there's anything I'd missed. So yes, when C20 had come back, they'd zapped her because she was spitting facts. I think during that time Loki spent with Time Loop Sith, he was able to humble himself, learn a bit of humility, understand, which was good because it gave Mobius time to come get him, and then obviously unfortunately Mobius got disintegrated. But again, it opens so many questions. Ravonna, I keep saying her name wrong, Ravonna definitely knows a lot more than she anticipated. She was like, kill me, just do it. Like, get rid of me, unless she's really afraid to know the truth. That's why I think that's not her final form. No, that is definitely not her final form. She is probably something else. I wonder if Loki's going to make his way back to Sylvie. Somehow, some way. Yeah. Sorry, I jumped over this. So basically with C20, they were covering up that whole thing because she started spitting facts and they had to get rid of her. I wonder who else saw that. Was it just Ravonna that was filming her? So they were keeping this under lock and key. So I'm wondering why they didn't want people to know that they were variants. Of course, that will cause chaos and Nexus events. But yes, that particular Loki and Sylvie's relationship is a Nexus event in itself. It's not meant to happen for these two variants to form this bond. Because Loki, regardless of whatever form he's ever in, I'm assuming was always meant to be alone. Was always meant to be by himself, unless it follows the sacred timeline. But was always meant to be alone, was never meant to, but here we had two. Again, I don't know if that was Marvel saying they are falling in love, or Loki's forming something, because they had that conversation before on the train when Sylvie was like, there must have been princesses or princes that was trying, they were trying to get Loki's attention, but Loki said that a bit of both, but nothing ever lasted, but he was able to find a lasting relationship with Sylvie. I'm not sure, but that was epic. A lot more action-packed and crazy, but good crazy. I'm really hoping. I feel like the Timekeepers, if they are even real, must be someone. I feel like it's a person. I don't think they exist. I feel like it's almost like the whole Wizard of Oz thing. You know, in Wizard of Oz, where the Great Wizard was this big, massive a man, but no, he was really that tiny man behind the curtain. So I feel like there's somebody controlling the Timekeepers, or some overbearing, somebody else basically wanting the show. But no, that was good. I really want to know, hopefully we'll get to see Mobius again. If Sylvie gets the answer she needs. Next time is going to be the penultimate episode, which is crazy how we're already getting to the end of this so quick. But next time is going to be the penultimate episode. So we're going to see Loki in the graveyard of the Variant Graveyard, and we're going to find out all these other fun characters we met at the end of that, which was epic. And hopefully we might see the person who's controlling all this. I know that they were frustrated at the end when they found out that the androids or the Timekeepers were essentially just androids. They weren't real people. But I'm wondering if there is a shadowy figure, someone bigger beyond the time. So first and foremost, I need to try and figure out, I haven't been able to put two and two together yet, but try and figure out where the TVA is. Where on earth in the universe can the TVA be for the time stones to be void? That's what I need to figure out, or try and come to terms, try and figure out and see where that could be. But there's that, which might explain what overbearing being could have created the TVA. And this next question is more towards the end of, depending on how next time's episode is, but this next is more to do with Loki seeing all of this, because 2012 Loki knows how he's gonna die. He's essentially fallen in love, something that's never happened for him before, created proper bonds. What's there gonna be left? What will happen to this particular Loki? He cannot go back into the normal timeline. So I am very intrigued to know where this is going. But yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you did like my video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. That's all for this time. I'll see you guys next time.